series as friends, family, and police frantically search for a missing woman who vanished during a camping trip in Hawaii. Did Laura Vogel have a horrible hiking accident, as cops reportedly believe, or was she the victim of foul play, as her family fears? The striking 43-year-old was last heard from on Sunday when she told a friend she planned to camp by herself in an area called the Birthing Pools. That area close to the pristine shoreline where the cliffs steeply drop off into the ocean. Here's where it gets weird, though. Laura Vogel is an experienced camper. Her family is not buying the accident theory. They think something more sinister could have happened, and it could be related to a text message she sent about, quote, meeting the locals. Laura's sister-in-law spoke to TV station WPBF.
People saw Laura. People know, she saw her that night. People saw her that night, and they know something. People know someone. Someone knows something. And we need to find those people. People know what happened. People at least know what she was doing that night.
Do the clues support foul play? Laura's friends formed a search party. Guess what? They found her van near a homeless encampment with the keys in the ignition and the driver's side door open. Detectives reportedly found her cell phone there and discovered 2 calls made to a number that was not in her phone book. When cops called that number, they got the voicemail of a rough, tough-sounding guy. More on that in a second. Straight out to my expert panel, Steve Cardian, veteran police detective, Dr. Reef Kareem, addiction specialist and medical director of the Control Center in Beverly Hills, and on the phone from Maui, we are very honored to have Tim Vogel, Laura's brother. First of all, Tim, our hearts go out to you. This has got to be hellish for you to be going through at this moment in time.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I understand you were there with the police as they search for your sister. I know their theory is different from your theory, but first of all, give us the latest. What is happening on the ground there?
Right now, the police have search dogs. They have both live people search dogs and cadaver dogs searching the lighthouse area where her van was found right now. And in addition, the police today are going to be interviewing or talking with the individual that phone call was made to after her text message.
Now, you say you don't know who those people are, who that person is. In other words, there was a number on her cell phone that was dialed twice. Those were the last 2 calls she made, and it's not somebody who's a friend who's on her cell phone book. It's just this random number, and when it was called, this rough-sounding, tough-sounding guy, his voicemail answered?
Yeah, a couple things happened. First, she called my parents from the campsite at roughly 6 o'clock, had a very normal conversation, kind of caught up on everything that was happening. After that, about 8:18, she texted a friend, and she said, I saw an owl. She's very much into nature. She's got a master's in wildlife ecology. She loves being outdoors. So she said, I saw an owl down the way from the Birthing Pools, which is a location she gave, and she said, I'm meeting all the locals. Her friend responded to that text message immediately and did not get a response back. Shortly thereafter, 2 calls were made to a number that was not in her voicemail and to someone that doesn't seem like the kind of person she would know. On Wednesday, the back portion of her cell phone, what we believe was her cell phone, was found down below the cliff. So,
isn't there a transient area down there?
Yes. I mean, she had been to this place, I believe, during the day, but I don't think she understood kind of what it was at night. And there is a homeless camp that is nearby.
Say that again? There's a homeless camp nearby?
Nearby, yes. And this is anecdotal, but things that we're hearing is that there is a lot of drug activity in that area as well that happens at nighttime.
The clues are starting to add up. The question is, do they point to a criminal element? Laura's sister-in-law described what one of Laura's friends told her about a conversation he had with a possible witness. Listen to this from WPBF.
The guy was like, oh, never seen her before. And the way he was talking, you can just basically tell when some people are lying. And he said, I was very suspicious of this guy in the first place.
Okay, so, again, cops found Laura's cell phone near this homeless encampment. 2 calls to a mystery number, but they're apparently talking to that guy. Here's what I find the most frightening, Tim, is that Your sister's car was found with the keys in the ignition and the door open. Now, how can that be an accident? Why would she ever leave her keys in the ignition?
And everything, I mean, everything seemed to be there, and just her cell phone and her wallet was missing. But it's so unusual. I mean, the thing that gives me a tremendous amount of confidence that it is something suspicious is that she texted saying she's meeting people there, and the police haven't identified one person yet that has seen her. That just doesn't add up to me.
Well, I got to tell you, Steve Cardian, and hang on a second, Tim, don't go anywhere, but Steve Cardian, let's be real, Maui is a tourist mecca, and it's not uncommon for the powers that be at tourist meccas to downplay any kind of foul play because it's bad for business.
You're absolutely right, Jane, and you know, in law enforcement we see it's much easier to go from a foul play incident to a missing person rather than it is from a missing person to a foul play. We miss a lot of stuff in between, including evidence and possible witnesses that may be present. So you're right.
Now let's talk a little bit about the hiking situation. Tim, I want to go back to you. The authorities are saying basically they think she may have fallen off a steep cliff, but you doubt that. First of all, because why would she even go hiking, leaving her car with the keys in the ignition and the door open? That makes no sense. Secondly, you say she's an experienced hiker, and she wouldn't do something that would put her in that kind of danger. And I've actually seen some of those cliffs. They are steep, and they go right into the ocean.
Laura's an experienced hiker. I've done a bunch of backcountry backpacking trips all over this country with her before in Central America. She knows what she's doing. She's as smart and tough as they get. She is experienced, and I mean, you know, there could be that 5% or that 0.% chance that something like that happens, but 99.5% chance that she wasn't here, but she knows what she's doing. She's in control of what she's doing, and she doesn't make stupid decisions like that.
Now, despite all of this suspicious stuff, police investigators are still reportedly insisting they don't suspect foul play. Here's what Laura's mom told KITV.
I think they feel that she slipped and fell over the cliff, which is a 50 to 60 foot sheer rock cliff that goes right into the ocean.
Now, when Laura's friends went to cops to report her missing, cops reportedly said they couldn't get involved for 24 hours, so the friends formed their own search party. I got to go back to Steve Cardian. That sounds bizarre to me. I mean, a beautiful woman is missing in a strange place, and her car is left there with the door open and the keys in the ignition, and they can't go search for her for 24 hours? Are you kidding me?
Typically, they wait a 24-hour period, barring suspicious circumstance. If they were aware that her car was left abandoned with the keys in it, that her wallet and cell phone were missing, they should have absolutely contained that as a crime scene and begun an investigation into her whereabouts.
And let me just say that this van has not been fingerprinted. It hasn't been fingerprinted, and records like credit card history and stuff and usage hasn't been pulled yet. So we are very frustrated that we haven't made more progress yet.
Well, what do you think, Tim, is wrong with the cops down there? What are they doing?
I don't know. I mean, I think that the information that I'm getting is that they have limited resources and that they're doing their best.
How many crimes occur in Hawaii? They don't have anything else to do except play golf or look for this woman or surf.
One thing that I would say is the fire department has been heroic and has risen to the occasion every possible chance.
This scares me, Tim. I actually got a call from a good friend of mine in Los Angeles who knows your sister somewhat, and he's the one who tipped me off about this story. And as soon as I heard the details, I thought, whoa, this doesn't look good. I just pray your sister is found okay, and we're going to call the Maui police. Here's the number. This show is seen in Hawaii, 808-244-6245, if you know anything. And final thoughts, Tim, about what the cops should be doing in terms of interviewing these homeless people who live in this encampment.
Yeah, I mean, somebody knows something. What happened to my sister, and whatever help anyone can give, whatever support someone can give, if someone can come forward with information, we need that desperately, because she could still be alive, and time is running out, and it's critical that we get
Tim, we're going to stay on top of the story. I vow it, and we're going to have you back. We pray for a happy result. Thank you so much. Fantastic panel. A made-for-TV